This podcast is sponsored by Darling Eyewear. Activate your alter ego with Darling Eyewear and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop darlingeyewear.com. Tell them Demetrius Lee and Angela Lee and the Lee Life Experience Podcast sent you. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to the Lee Life Experiences. I'm your host, Angela, and we have Demetrius Lee, and we will give you our perspective of our own experiences. Demetrius, we left off on the characteristics of a flunky for being able to help people identify what kind of characteristics were, if it's them or if it's somebody that they dating that's in their life. So can you tell me another word that she had on her dating profile that was a non-negotiable? She said she didn't want a peasant. Do you know do you know what a peasant is?
I mean, I got my theory on one. A peasant, somebody like about like a flunky too in a way. Mm-hmm. You know, somebody that run around chasing up celebrities and groupie. That's what I would call a peasant.
Okay. I went to look up these words. If you, for who your listeners, you can always go to the Urban Dictionary, and the Urban Dictionary will give you the culture word for some of these terms. But the thing is, this person was not an African American who was telling me some of these words. So I'm just saying it is, kind of universal. And she could have, been exposed to the culture, the words that she was using. But anyway, those are derogatory terms. Flunky is a derogatory term. Have I ever been in situations that I would classify myself as a flunky? Yes. Some things that my characteristics, the way I showed up and represented was very 101.1 flunky-ish. That's a word that I just made up. So Demetrius, have you ever experienced, and when you did a self-reflect, now that you look back, have you ever operated as a flunky?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I did a couple times when I was younger. Okay. And I did one lately. I mean, probably a couple years ago. But just being. You want me to know what I did, or you just ask me what you?
No.
Oh yeah. Well,
because I feel like in order for people to help them get to, in order for people to help get them over the bridge, because again, we can still have these situations. But how can you help me if I'm sitting here listening and I'm not comfortable where I am? I know it's something else greater for me, but I don't quite know how to identify what my situation is. So help me identify, give me your experience.
I'm going to tell you a story about myself.
Okay.
I did this a couple of times, and I realized I was being a flunky, so I ain't having no more, but I have been dealing with ladies in relationship, and I would pull myself down to their level. Now, I knew I was better than these women, but I wanted to feel comfortable around me, so I scooped to their level, make them feel like they're in control of me. They don't think that I got them like I want them. But I knew better than that. So that's a flunky move on me. I should have never did that. I should have been myself, and I probably would have ran them off. They seen the other side of me, they probably took off running. I don't play like that, but, I take a flunky approach, like a peasant, like it's all about them, and, I picked my guard down, because I didn't want to. I had a bad experience when I was young, fighting, arguing and stuff. So I said, I'm going to bag down. But these women took advantage of that, and I shouldn't have did that to them. So I'm not blaming these women. I'm blaming myself for being a flunky. But, sometimes I've been through that. But now a lot of times, I held my ground. You know who I am. You know what you're going to get with me. You know what you're going to get. But some men know what I'm talking about. They're going to bag down the women. No good and well. They ain't built like that, but they want the woman to think that. So she thinks she got control over him. He know all the time she ain't got control. She don't know it. She thinks she do. Mm-hmm. That's a game. That's a flunky game. So no grown man play flunky game with a woman like that. Oh, a woman play with a man like that. So what you asking me? Yeah, I've been a flunky.
And you call them funky games?
Yeah, they're a flunky game. Why would you give a relationship to a woman? Love thinks you scared of her. Not scared like violent wise. I mean that like when she tell you gonna do it, yeah, you doing it to get what you want. But you really know they ain't you. So this woman got a make believe man think that she thinking that I got this boy where I want him at, this man where I want him at. Whole time she don't. I know better. So when I get tired of her, the real me come out, it gonna cause a problem. So that's a flunky mood, a flunky games there. And a lot of men play games with women like that. And these women hear me now. They probably got some man right now. I got him where I want him. I, I sex whooped him, how you want to say it. And, I cook for it and I feed him. I got him where I want. You ain't got that man where you want him at. He playing a flunky game with you. Sorry, fella. I just got to go and call it how it is. But you should stop that, man. Just stop playing women like that. You know who you is. She gonna like you. She gonna like who you is. Don't be that trying to tone down, get to her level. That ain't gonna work because you coming out. Who you gonna come out? So you might gonna get to her right now. Let her go and get a piece of it. And she might like it. I have been with women, they like when I'm rough. When I talk rough. Some didn't like it. My honey bun, she don't like me rough, so I gotta be a little easy with her a little bit. And around honey bun.
Hey,
Yeah,
I journey. Yeah, so thank you for sharing. And like you say, you breaking some man codes, you know that, right?
yeah, they'll be all right. I'm gonna save them in the long run. They're gonna appreciate me because they're gonna get the right woman.
I know that when you finish your men daily relationship journal, it is gonna bless a lot of men life because not only is it coming from somebody who done been out there and done it, and then being able to apply God's scriptures behind it, finding themselves. And like I tell you, everybody had their fall from grace moments, and sometimes you find yourself in flunky situations. So okay, so let's move on. When we talked about, have I been a flunky or been in flunky type situations, I just told you I settled. Ladies, don't settle if you know, and I have to make sure I'm clear, because when Demetrius and I reconciled, he was not back where he was. But Demetrius and our journey has been that when we met each other, we both started from the bottom. So I think that's what make our little story that people, I guess, kind of applaud us on, because we was together when we didn't have nothing, in the transformation of as he was building, getting a house and leaving the trailer parkers, which where I came from, and then going to live in the suburbs. That was short lived because my mind, my mental was not there. Even though I knew wanted it in life, but if you haven't been exposed, I'm gonna tell you, and this for anybody who wants to go somewhere, if you have not been properly educated, and I'm not talking about with PhDs, I'm talking about where it is you want to go in your life. Where do you see yourself? If you know the things that you want and you want to be able to strive, look and do a self evaluation of where you are right now. Where you are right now. The thing is, I was around people and people was telling me, Andrew, you need to watch yourself. Andrew, these people don't love you. Andrew, these people don't have your best interest. And at the time, you're not looking at that. That you like being with your clique. I used to run with some girls. I always had to be with people. I did not know how to be by myself. Angie didn't have really a thought. I knew what I wanted, but I felt like I had to be included. I didn't know how to be able to operate independently because I was used to being around people. But God should come in and shift things at a blinking eye and take everything. And when God took everything, He took all those friends away at the same time. Now I was like, oh my gosh, now I don't have nobody to sit on the phone with, talking. And when I seen it, the ultimate betrayal, the ultimate abandonment, the ultimate of being on the island by yourself. I felt it. So you know what you do when you're desperate? You go and you pull off a low hanging fruit tree. You know why? You know, Bishop T.D. Jakes talked about it, and he talked about jewelry on a carousel. He said, you know, when you go to a carousel in a jewelry store, just think about your department stores. Everything on the carousel, that means people done put out their hands on it, and they can touch it, and they can try it on. Some even steal it. But when you consider yourself a treasure of high value, not low vibration, you are in a jewelry case. You are behind a locked key. And I didn't feel like I was worthy to get anything that was in the case. I didn't feel like I was worthy to get anything that, and I'm also add, my son and I went down on Rodale Drive, and we went to the Louis Vuitton store. And my son, he was younger at the time, and he asked me, he said, Mama, why do they have black gloves on? And then he also said, Mama, why the price tags are hidden inside the compartment? Why it's not like, and because he never experienced Rodale Drive, he didn't know the difference from Louis Vuitton from anything else that he had seen in the regular department store. He just seen stores. And ladies, sometimes you operate just like an average store. But you have to be able to let people know it's a difference in a Family Dollar, it's a difference in a Macy's, and it's a difference in a Louis Vuitton. All right, Demetrius, that was my flunky experience.
Oh, I would add to the flunk to the flunky experience myself. I just feel like, and I've been around a lot of flunky. I'm talking my point of view. I had some dudes around me, they were flunkies. And I called them that to their face. But I tell you what they did do. They showed me they wasn't no flunky.
Mm-hmm.
They stepped their game up. They might have been a flunky at the time. So that word there, it hits people some way, you know. But it woke them up. Woke them up and changed their life, and it made some positive strides. And I thought it seemed to love itself. But the main thing I can tell anybody on this podcast who listen to me, man, you don't love yourself, you'll do anything. You'll let anybody go, you'll go with any kind of woman, any man, you'll steal, you'll cheat, you do anything. So I can tell you, start loving yourself. Be like some women, they just go crazy about a man because he let the wood to them. Just go crazy to them. If they fell in love with themselves like that, they'll realize that wood and all that. It's more than life is wood. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know I love myself. So you ever see me somewhere, that man love himself. I mean, I'm madly in love with myself. I don't know why. Hey, that's how it is. So I'm not gonna do nothing to hurt me. Have I hurt myself? Oh yeah, I have. I ain't perfect, but I'm telling you, I'm walking around. I'm trying to be the best man I can be in this world. You know, and I always didn't think that way now. So some people say, "Oh, he wasn't like that 20." No, I probably wasn't. I still loved myself, but now I really love myself now.
But it's called growth.
That's right. That's growth. So I just want people to know, like I say, that word we talking about, peasant and flunky. Hey, don't let this podcast make you feel who he calling a flunky. I'm not calling you no flunky. Only way I'm calling you a flunky, you got to think you're a flunky. If you think you're a flunky, that's what you is. You can't get mad at me for that. You think you somebody, you gonna be somebody. So you gotta look at life like that. It's how you look at it. Whatever you think you is, that's what you gonna be. Mm-hmm. And you see right now, I think I'm somebody. I talk like I'm somebody. And I am somebody. Can't nobody degrade me. I ain't gonna let you do it. You might try to, but you can't stop me. My mindset too strong for that. I don't care how much money I got in the bank. I ain't got to be the richest man, and I ain't the richest man. I ain't nowhere close to it. But you can't stop me. My mindset, I'm coming. I'm not prime time. I'm coming, and I believe in myself.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said the magic thing. Self love. When you keep saying loving yourself, it's called self love. If you do self love, then certain things is that self-love comes with confidence. Certain things that you do boldly, and certain things you don't take a risk at because you play it safe. Some of us play it safe because we stay in situations so long, and we stay there. And I'm speaking of not just relationships. I'm talking about job relationships, business relationships, friendship relationships, lovers relationships, car relationships. My car kept tearing up, and I just really didn't want to get rid of it. Instead of me just, the money that I was spending keep, getting repairs, I could have just invested in a new one, but I didn't let go. I didn't want to let go. Only till I started seeing the therapist, Demetrius, on last year, and she helped me identify. I know you said we're gonna talk about it, longer than, but when the harder mentality syndrome, it was attached to not letting go. She said, Angie, somewhere along your life, something happened, and you are operating out of a scarcity mindset because you don't want to let go and you scared to be without.
Hi, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the episode so far. You are here with the Lead Life Experiences. And remember, if you want to get your topics discussed or get our opinion or our perspective, join us. Text us at 833-370-1608 and put relationships in the comment.